So, as an entrepreneur myself, I always feel like my time, as people will say, is money. And you should feel the same way too, where your activities that you do really matter. If you do something correct, you make some money from it. And if you're not, well, what you're doing is going to generate money. So let's say, for example, when you work a job, if you're there, you're making money. But if you're learning more about your job, well, when you go back, you'll probably make some more money in the future. When it comes to entrepreneurship, however, there are things you really shouldn't do, like no matter what. Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Aquino, and I help teach the next generation. So I actually wanted to go over this because I want to kind of just say out loud these things that no matter what, at this point, you really shouldn't do. I'll make the exception at the end into why you could for some of them, but not all of them. And I will go ahead and explain that at the end. I just want to start getting these out of the way. So first one, the big one, the one that a lot of people may argue with me, is video games. And if you think you're going to argue with me, think, oh no, video games are all great. I played video games most of my life, and genuinely, and now I can't really think of many games that I'm excited about to play anymore because I quit them roughly 3-4 months ago, I think, something along those lines. I know I quit them this year. It was after Pal World. There you go. That's when I quit because I was done. I was tired. I got sick of them. I'll explain why. You ready for this? This is crazy. It kept hitting me, and one of Hamza Ahmed's videos kind of hit me. What I could do, right? So I could get XP in this game, or wouldn't it be crazy if I went out in the real world and also got XP? So I still think like a gamer, but I apply that to real life. And yeah, I'll tell you what, dude. I've been talking to way more women now than I was when I was playing video games. I can tell you that right now, straight up. Like, that's fucking big win number one. I'll tell you what. I actually talk to people now. Like, I've been working on myself for 2 years now. Video games are still a part of my life. When I was doing that, I stopped. I could fully emphasize myself, my work, my physique. I could start working on that, and it's paid dividends. Dude, I actually talk to women. I know it doesn't sound crazy to you because you might get bitches all the time, but I didn't. I never did. And now I do. I've never been happier. And that's like base level. Like, I feel more confident. I'm happy. I'm lifting heavier. Like, I get a lot of stuff done. Like, this is my work now. And I'm leveling up every day by not playing video games anymore. I don't care enough to play them anymore, and they mean nothing to me. So the next one, obviously, is the one you should never do. It's porn. I understand personally how difficult it is to quit. Relapsing is very easy. But what you need to understand is the come up. So I can tell you a couple of months ago, I relapsed once. And instead of, doing the whole, oh man, I relapsed, guess I'll just keep going over and over like I would have done 2-3 years ago, like trying to quit before then, I reflected. I detoxed from everything. I had no technology for 5-6 hours. I kind of just locked myself in the room, reflected, and then I started doing some deep work, did a workout. You should stop watching it, start getting away from it. If you are, just stop. Genuinely stop. I'm talking to you as if you were my 12-year-old younger self. Just stop, because you're going to save yourself so much pain and so much fun, in the sense of, wow, look at me, I'm watching porn, I'm beating off, wow, I'm so happy. Like, dude, no, you're not happy. You're coping. You know what feels better than beating your meat to women on screen? Talking to women in person. Yes, you need to go out there, man. The next thing is busy work. Now, these are things that you could get done in about 10 seconds, but you feel you can need to work and spend an hour on. So for me, that was checking emails, making unnecessary calls to people, doing unnecessary math, like stuff like it just didn't make a whole lot of sense for me to do and like block out my day for. So you need to understand what work you do generates the most results. So for me, currently, for this, it would be recording the videos themselves, which is obviously the busiest work. So that's my true work. For my book business, it'd be out there getting the books and tracking the books to purchase for the future. So those are like the busy work. Like, I have to do that every day to make progress. If I don't make progress. So understand what's busy work and what's true work. Social media, I've already made a video on it. I'm going to continue making videos on this topic. Social media is a waste of time. Stop using it unless you need social media for business purposes only. If you're on it, because, oh, wow, I'll just look at a couple memes. Shut up. Your opinions is not important. No, enough. Delete, put away, move on. Genuinely, the amount of time that I have saved deleting all my shit, fantastic. But I want people to know who I am. No one cares, dude. No one does. I came back on social media a couple months ago, and you know how many people gave a fuck? No one. No one did. So no one cares about you, man. No one does. You need to understand that. No one gives a fuck. Oh, look. Oh my God, guys. Jonathan's back on Instagram. I better follow. No one gave a fuck. No one cares, dude. No one does. I'm sorry you need to hear that, but it's true. No one cares. Sorry, this sounds so rude, but no one cares. I'm sorry. It's the truth. No one does. Unless it's for business. But otherwise, you shouldn't be on it in the first place. It could suck your time away. It'll distract you. So unless it's for business purposes, you should not use it. And if it is for business purposes, just do whatever you can to like make sure you're not distracted. So like do it all on the computer so you can have add-ons that block stuff. As I know, like on Twitter, there's a bunch of things you can do, TikTok and Instagram. You could just have settings so it just shows you what you need for your business. So just keep that in mind. If you do need it for business, totally get it. Respect to you, but make sure you block out the stuff you don't need so you're not distracted. Then non-educational videos. This is pretty straightforward. If you're watching very heavily edited, dopamine-filled videos, I can tell you right now, you're not going to do great. Watching videos is worth it if it's educational to an extent. You know, obviously, if you're watching like 1,000 of my videos and that's it, I mean, thanks for the views, but that doesn't really do anything for you, does it? Watch the videos and then apply them actually, and you'll get a lot more bang for your buck out of the videos. So if you watch this right, you'll go, man, you know what? Maybe I will just stop playing video games. And you slowly, incrementally fall off of video games. So let's say this month you played like 50 hours and then 3 months from now you're only playing like 20 hours. That's progress. That's you taking action on watching the video. If you're going to watch educational videos, just try to apply like at least one tiny thing that people mention to apply. And you'll feel that slight shift in improvement. You'll feel it. I've slowly implemented things over time, and now I'm at a point where it's like, yeah, if I do this thing, I'll go from here to here. It's small, but it's noticeable. So definitely recommend doing that. Then procrastination. I don't think if you're an entrepreneur, I don't really think you suffer from this because you're always in like work mode, like myself, because I haven't procrastinated on stuff in a long time because everything gets done early. I would say just don't fall behind so you start procrastinating on your work and such. I would say I don't think it's that big of a deal, but if you have like hard deadlines, you need to follow those hard deadlines. So I would definitely keep that in mind, but don't procrastinate. Like if you're an entrepreneur and you're still in school, don't fall behind in school. Still make sure you're staying up to date. Get it out of the way. I know it sucks, but when you're getting straight A's and people go, whoa, how are you doing it? And you go, dude, I just do the work like 2 weeks before. I'm like, oh, really? What? Like, you can do that? It's like, yeah, the fuck? So, you know. And the last thing would be improper planning or improper plans in general. So you plan out your day and you get to, the time you're supposed to do your work, and you underestimate how much work you can do. And you only do an hour or two of work when you can really do 3 or 4 hours of work. So you'll have wasted future work potential if you cut it off too early, or if you do too much to an extent. If you do too much work, you'll just get burnt out a bit. But just take a break, go to sleep, do all that. But improper plans as well as doing stuff that you really shouldn't be, going out with friends that you really shouldn't be hanging out with, drinking, smoking, all that crap, stuff like that you really shouldn't be doing. So that one's just make sure you plan correctly. Now I'll get to the thing I mentioned. 99% of the time, you really shouldn't be doing any of these. However, if you're on something that we call monk mode, where you just do extreme hardcore work for a set amount of time for like a month or so. And after that, you're like, okay, monk mode's done. And then if you say, hey, you know what? You know, there's like I know in a couple of weeks the Elden Ring DLC is gonna come out, and I'm currently on like a pretty intense work time. I might just take a couple of days, play Elden Ring, just beat the whole game in a couple of days, then get back into normal schedule. Because you can only do so much work for so long at such a high level. It's gonna eat you away if you continue. So definitely, if you're working really intensely hard, I'm talking you dedicate like 8 hours a day every day, no weekends out, you continue working on weekends. Yeah, you definitely deserve a bit of a break. So you can do, video games for a bit. You could watch some non-educational videos for a bit, but then get right back into the work a couple days, 2 or 3 days. So break time and just keep grinding. That's how I would see it. So as a reminder, the 7 things you shouldn't be doing anymore is video games, porn, busy work, social media, non-educational videos, procrastination, and improper plans. So if you need guides or tips on how to do this correctly, go ahead and subscribe. And there's also a coaching sales call link in the description. So if you want to work one-on-one with me to help your personal development journey, let's go ahead and get in touch, because I'd love to help you out and be your number one fan and your number one supporter and getting you from here to here. Thanks, guys.